So when you think about referrals and getting more referrals in your practice, do you start thinking that asking the patients for them is the solution to getting more? Well, coming up here on Coffee with Dr. Scott, I'm going to let you know if that really is the solution or not. So stick around for that. Again, today's Coffee with Dr. Scott is water-based. I just started yesterday. A little water fast here, 4 more days. If you weren't around yesterday, I just doing a little 5-day water fast. Not for me. I shouldn't say not for me. I definitely wanted to do it, but it's for my daughter, trying to clear up some skin issues for her. So I talked her into doing a 3-day water fast starting tomorrow for her spring break. So I jumped ahead and started 2 days ahead of her. First day was much easier than I expected it to be. Woke up today a little groggy, I would say. A little detoxing. I don't miss my coffee as much as I thought I might. Doing a show called Coffee with Dr. Scott, I thought it would be really, it's been a long time since I haven't had coffee. That doesn't seem to bother me. I did not have a coffee headache at all yesterday. Doesn't look like I'm starting one today either. So, Kenneth, Tracy, thanks for joining me. Today's question of the day, before we get into referrals and mastering your referrals and should you or should you not ask for referrals. Question of the day is quiet night at home with a book or night out in town with your friends? Which is more you? Which defines you more? Which do you look forward to more? I would definitely go quiet night at home. I'm not sure about the book. I have not read as much lately. I mentioned it when Dr. Tony was on talking about his morning routine, how much he read, that I wanted to get back to reading more. And I have gotten back to reading more. I'm still not reading as much as I would like to. But definitely be a quiet night at home with a book. These days it's more quiet night at home with the kids, playing board games. That's pretty typical and actually what I look forward to. It's been a long time since I've had a night out on the town, per se. Maybe a night out watching some basketball with a couple of boys. But a night out on the town has not happened in an awfully long time. So, some of you may know I do this little thing called a tour, where I travel all around the country evaluating chiropractors' practices. A couple things I'd like to ask from you, here before we get started with the show today. Next week, I'm off to Albuquerque, Las Vegas, or Phoenix and Tucson, and then Las Vegas. So if any of you chiropractors that are viewers of mine know any chiropractors in those 3 areas, please tag them down below. Just put their name in the box down there. Let them know that I'll be in Albuquerque, Phoenix and Tucson, and Las Vegas next week, next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then I do these practice evaluations. So again, just $295 for the practice evaluations, a money back guarantee. Never had to give any money back, so people seem to like the evaluations. Definitely let them know. I see a bunch of people joining us here. Mark, Tyler, Taryn, thanks for all joining us. Tracy says a quiet night at home for sure. So for those of you just joining us, the question of the day is quiet night at home reading a book or a night out on the town? Which is more you? Let me know in the comments down below. And as I mentioned, if you know anybody in those the Southwest there, Albuquerque, Phoenix, Tucson, Las Vegas, let them know that I'm coming to town by tagging them down below. Speaking of Vegas, we're working on Vegas this week, trying to get me some recommendations. So there should be a link down in the comments down below for a playlist. I've been putting together playlists for every city that I go to. The Phoenix one just got finished up last week. Should be on my blog somewhere. But if you help me out here with the Vegas one, we'll make sure that you get the Phoenix one as well. So any song that makes you think of Las Vegas. There's an obvious one that just popped in my mind. You can do one of 2 things. Either just put it in the comments down below, or click on the link and go over to my business page and put it in there where I'm collecting them all. But I need songs for my Las Vegas playlist. There it is. It just popped up there. So put those comments in down below. Let's see here. Oh, coming up in a few minutes, I'm going to get into the real solution for getting more referrals in your practice. But before I do that, last thing. Yesterday, I asked you all to let me know which of the 3 challenge ideas that I came up with that you're more interested in for us to start next week. I know we got some really good responses, but I know we also have some viewers today that weren't on yesterday. Tuesday seems to be a heavier day because people, some of the docs aren't seeing patients Tuesday mornings. So I want to get your feedback as well. So we had 3 ideas, and I've actually got a couple other ones as well. First idea was to do a live like a pauper challenge, meaning we just pay attention to our money, make better decisions for a month, for 30 days, spend a lot less, maybe even eat cheaper, not go out as much, not buy anything new that you really don't need anyway. Just control your finances and see where you're at 30 days later. Number 2 was to do a technology-based fast of some sort to get rid of technology or minimize it for a 30-day challenge. Maybe set times throughout the day and we keep each other accountable. The third idea was something we just called the one thing challenge. So you pick your own one thing, whatever it might be. Tyler was saying that he wanted to focus on fitness, I guess, health, nutrition, get rid of the dad bod for summer. I'm certainly open for that too. So again, everybody would just kind of pick their own thing and we would just do some rehearsals on, or lessons on sticking to that, determination, motivation, stuff of that nature. I realized this morning as I was going through my morning routine that maybe we need to do the morning routine challenge over again. If anybody out there did great with the morning routine for the first 30 days and then has fallen apart since then, maybe we need to bring that back up again. So if that's the case, put that in the comments down below. I did have a fifth one. I did think of something else as well, but that's all I can think of right now. But if we need to do the morning routine challenge over, I'm all for it. So any of those 4 ideas, whatever your answer is, put it in the comments down below. All right, let's get into referrals. What I have found to be true with most doctors is that when the referrals are low or new patients are low, well, here's another problem, kind of an aside. Just popped into my head as I was thinking about asking for referrals. Too often when new patients are low, doctors go looking for an outside answer. Doctors go looking for more marketing, more Facebook ads, spend more money to get more. Instead of doing what's, I was going to say easy. It is easy. It's easier and cheaper to get referrals from your practice than it is to go out and do all of that. When I see stats, as I'm out on my tour, I'm doing practice evaluation, I'm poring over stats, and as I see new patient numbers that are well within range to grow a practice, and they're getting next to no referrals, my answer is always like, hey, let's just focus on referrals. If you're already getting 10, 12, even upwards of 20 new patients per month, and you just focus on your referrals like we're going to talk about here these next 6 weeks, you can turn that into 30 new patients a month, and it's more than enough to grow your practice. But what too often they do is they spend so much time and energy going out and bringing more new patients in, they don't take good care of the new patients in the first place, they just don't grow their practice that way. Referrals is a great way to build a sustainable practice. So, having said that, as long as your focus isn't on external new patients, it's on referrals. Then when someone starts thinking about, well, how do I get more referrals? I think they've all been told by a consultant somewhere along the line that all they have to do is ASK, right? Just ask for referrals, and that's how you'll get them. Ask these patients to send their friends and family in. Here's my take on that. It is definitely not the solution. Can it be effective? Yes, and we'll get to that here in a second. But let's look at it this way. If you went into a business, any business, and the receptionist treated you rudely, they left you sitting there, not telling you kind of when your appointment would be served, and in the end, when you walked out, you felt like you got overcharged. And then, as you were leaving, someone asked you if you'd refer your family and friends at the end of that visit. Would it change anything? Would it counteract your bad experience? Would you be tempted to refer to that business just because they asked? Of course you wouldn't. On the other hand, if you walk into a place and you're treated like royalty, from the second you walk in, they're happy to see you. There's lots of smiling faces. They welcome you in. You get to see the person, whether it's your accountant or your oil change, whatever it might be, but you get to it quickly. And ultimately, you're charged what you consider to be a very fair price for those services. Would you need to be asked for referrals? Or would you would you happily refer that place to your friends and family? Of course, you wouldn't have to be asked. Like, that's just something you would go out and tell people about, right? So that's what I call the Consumerism Continuum. We talked about consumerism in the Perfect Case Acceptance course. I've talked about continuums a lot because I really think that all of our doctors fall on some sort of a continuum, and we want to know where we are and try to work on that. So in a consumerism continuum, At the low end, we've got a practice that's just appalling. They scare people away. This is a practice where asking patients for referrals is not going to do you any good at all. It's going to absolutely fail because people are so put off by what they've experienced in your practice. There's no clever phrase. There's no script that's going to fix this appalling consumerism continuum. On the other end of the continuum is ideal consumerism. Patients are getting everything that they want. That's a case where you simply do not have to ask. People already come in predisposed to refer. I mentioned to you yesterday that patients want to refer. They come in, I don't know about you, but I go into everything that I go into wanting to tell everybody about this experience. I go into every office or business that I deal with expecting a great experience, and if I get one, I'll tell everybody I know about it. And I think most patients are that way. So if you simply don't disappoint them, if they're thrilled, we won't have to ask for referrals. It's that middle ground of the continuum between appalling and ideal consumerism. It's that middle ground where asking for referrals might make a difference. And again, it's better to ask in that middle ground than not do anything. But my opinion of you would be to move more towards the consumerism continuum ideal. And in so doing, you're going to enhance the consumer's experience with your practice, and then you won't have to ask for referrals. They'll just come naturally. And they'll come in such abundance that you'll be amazed. I've talked about it. I talked about it in perfect case acceptance during a part that we talked about referral negotiation, where we do actually put it in the patient's mind that we accept referrals and that we like referrals. And again, in that case, I've had doctors where the patients leave the office, and by the end of the day, that new patient has referred somebody. The phone rings. We say, who are you referred by? And it was a new patient from that day. That's ideal consumerism, and that's what we want to put our practice towards. And I said earlier that it was easy. It's easy once you do it. It's hard to put all the pieces in place, don't get me wrong. But once you put those pieces in place, there's a lot of leverage to that. They serve you forever. You get referrals forever. You do a Facebook ad, you get new patients for the time that the ad's running. You got to pay for more. You got to keep on doing things. These referrals just keep coming back to you when you get ideal consumerism. So focus there, because again, it's human nature to share with others something that you love. It's human nature to share an experience for you that was awesome. It's human nature to share those things, and patients want to. All you've got to do is give them that opportunity. And again, as I mentioned, all you got to do is not take that opportunity away from them because they come in wanting to. So that's the short answer. That's how you get more referrals, as opposed to asking. And you're probably wondering, oh, okay, Dr. Scott, I get the point, but how do I put it into action? Well, tomorrow's Coffee with Dr. Scott, that's exactly what we're going to start digging into. So make sure you stop by tomorrow because I'm going to show you exactly how to put this ideal consumerism and referral generation into action. I did see a few comments coming down. I do see a morning routine challenge, something fitness related. Tyler says a quiet night at home. I like it. Got a few new viewers on today. Thanks for joining us. And again, two things. One, if you know anybody in any chiropractors in the Southwest, Albuquerque, Tucson, Phoenix, Las Vegas, tag them down below. Let them know that I'm going to be in their area next week, next Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then also click that link down below and go over and add some songs to my Las Vegas playlist. Give me any song that makes you think of Las Vegas. Enjoy your coffee today because I have to live my life without it this week. But I'm actually enjoying my water as much as you can enjoy water. So anyways, I will see you all tomorrow morning, 7 a.m.